As thole gate pivots toward debating whether the president called several countries tholes or thouses, late night didn't lose focus. As Seth Meyers put it, the racist sentiment is the same. It's day 4 of Shitholegate, said Stephen Colbert as he opened The Late Show Monday night. Now, I'm confident to my core, confident that that's going to be bleeped. Because CBS has higher standards than the president. Donald Trump lit yet another explosive fuse last week when he reportedly referred to several nations, including Haiti, El Salvador, and several in Africa, as shithole countries. As often happens with Trump gaffes, the flub has spurred a larger debate regarding the president's racism, though more recently, the conversation has pivoted into an argument over semantics, with some claiming the president used the word shithouse instead of shithole. As they continued to address the fallout, late night's comedians stayed focused. Regardless of which word Trump used, the hosts noted, the takeaway is the same. Like many other hosts, Colbert took a moment to call out senators whose stories about the remarks appear to be changing. Specifically, he cited Tom Cotton and David Perdue, both of whom claimed not to have any specific memory of the president's words before later claiming that the shithole accusation was a gross misrepresentation of the president's actual words. So yesterday, you can't remember whether it happened, then suddenly you have a vivid memory of it never happening, Colbert said. I guess that's, fairly common, like how at first I couldn't remember if Senator Perdue had a spine, then I had a vivid memory of him never having one. It's a medical miracle. How he walks upright, I don't know. Jellyfish. As for whether the president used the word shithole or shithouse, either way, Trump is being a complete asshouse who maybe, just maybe, doesn't belong in the white hole. Colbert also welcomed a timely guest to The Late Show, Chuck Schumer, who said he had no doubts that the president made the alleged comments. Donald Trump has lied so many times it's hard to believe him on anything, let alone this, Schumer said, adding that multiple past comments from the president can be described as nothing but racist and obnoxious. His advice to Trump: actions speak louder than words. You want to begin, just begin that long road back to proving you're not a racist. You're not bigoted. Support the bipartisan compromise that 3 Republicans and 3 Democrats have put on the floor. Everyone gave, and get the dreamers safety here in America. If this bill doesn't become law, there will only be one thing standing in the way, and that's Donald Trump and his intransigence. If it was put on the floor of the House or the Senate, it would get a majority vote in either one. On The Daily Show, Trevor Noah was similarly unimpressed by the shithouse clarification, joking, now everyone in Africa is walking around like, that changes everything. We live in a shithouse, not a shithole. At least now we have a shit roof over our heads. The point, Noah said, has nothing to do with which shit-adjacent word the president actually used. Him having a poo-poo mouth is not the story for me, Noah said. The President of the United States condemning entire groups of people as worthless and undesirable based on what country they happen to be born in, that's the story. This whole situation reminds me of grab them by the pussy, because the words are shocking at first, but then that's all some people end up focusing on, instead of the bigger picture of what the words mean. Trump has insisted that he's the least racist person, which seems like a ridiculous statement from Donald Trump, Noah joked, until you realize he was speaking to the chief reporter from the Ku Klux Chronicle. Seth Meyers took a similar stance, noting during his Close Look segment on Late Night that it doesn't matter which word Trump used, the racist sentiment is the same. Meyers seemed particularly amused by Trump's insistence that he's the least racist person, asking, why do you do that to yourself, man? If you'd just said, I'm not a racist, maybe you could muddy the waters and people would have to debate it. But when you say, the least racist person, you just set off alarm bells. It's the difference between saying, I'm a tall person, and I'm the tallest person on earth. With one, you go, yeah, pretty tall, I guess, and with the other, you go, oh, he's crazy. Everything has to be a superlative with him, Meyers continued. I'm the least racist. I've done more than any president. This is the longest tie you'll ever see. It's like he thinks there's a trophy for everything. You see that gold jug with the diamonds on it? I got that for least racist. I edged out the Dalai Lama, but what seemed to frustrate Meyers the most was the president's repeated calls for a merit-based immigration system. As the comedian pointed out, your job isn't even merit-based. Your whole life has been the opposite of merit-based, Meyers continued. You're a celebrity billionaire despite the fact that you've declared bankruptcy 6 times, and you're president despite being wildly unqualified. If you want a merit-based immigration system, fine. But then you should have to go back to whatever bog your family crawled out of and get in the back of the line.